My name is Annette Choolfaian. I'm president of the Women's City Club of New York, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. And thank you for getting up so early, those of you who've made it for the first part. I think we have others who've said they're coming a little bit later. Just getting around this morning in New York isn't kind of too easy. Before we move ahead, I would really be remiss if I did not thank everyone who made today possible. The members of our Public Programs Committee, chaired by Mary Ellen Rudolph. Mary Ellen, where are you? You're here, I know.
Yes.
Huh? She's at the desk. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Mary, the Public Policy Committee, all of its members, and Mary Murphy. Is Mary around here? There she is. Thank you, Mary. And thank you, members of committees. Jacqueline Ebanks, our magnificent executive director, who this wouldn't happen for sure without her. And of course, last but not least, our wonderful staff. Donna Patterson, I think they're mostly outside, but I'll thank them. Padma Simangal, Anya Berdan, Dina Sadiq, all of you. Without you, again, this wouldn't happen. Your constant support, late hours, early mornings, make these kinds of things happen. So it's clear, I think, to all of us, especially given our political climate today, that we are living in tumultuous times and are facing great challenges to women and families. From inequality to equality, policies and programs at work, our program today will focus on extreme differentials in access to quality and affordable health care, quality public housing, education, and affordable housing and jobs that provide a living wage. All of these aren't getting better, they're getting worse. And depending on what happens, they could be really bad. So the importance of our discussions today is critical, because we're going to talk about solutions. We're not going to talk so much about the issues. You know the issues. The question is, what do we do about them, and how do we address them? And there are ways to do so, and the more that we learn about those ways, and the more we begin to apply them, the better the improvement of the quality of life for all New Yorkers. And we think that will also expand to non-New Yorkers, because what New York does often trickles into all other areas, the state, other states, and so we set models, and we need to do this on these issues. The Women's City Club is entering its second 100 years. This is our centennial year. 100 years, thank you. 100 years of work, 100 years of commitment to the important issues of quality of life for all New Yorkers. And as we enter this next 100 years, we will rededicate ourselves to the improvement of the life of all New Yorkers. We will continue to give voices to those whose voices have not been heard through the use of education, issue analysis, advocacy, and civic participation. I hope that all of you will join us in this exciting journey through our next 100 years. I look forward to our discussions today and the planning of our next steps. It's now my pleasure to turn the program over to our wonderful executive director, Jacqueline Ebanks. Jackie?
Good morning, everyone. Great. Good to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very important discussion, as Annette said. We want to be clear that we're on a journey. We are taking this journey from inequality to equality. We know what our destination is. And the important thing today is that we have a role to play in making that journey complete. And what our foremothers have taught us in creating this institution is that you need to be bold, you need to be fearless, you need to be determined and undeterred to make it happen. We are being called upon at this time to be to the next generation of women and men, to the next generation of the city, what the foremothers were to the Women's City Club when they created this institution. I think we should be very clear that in 100 years from now, people need to be able to see us as pioneers, as people who created paradigm shifts, as people who determined that all in New York City should have a quality of life that enables them to thrive. That needs to be our commitment, and we need to be as resolved as our foremothers were to making that happen. So, thank you for being here. We see your presence as a first step to that journey, and we hope that you will continue with us to discuss the problems, but as Annette said, let's talk solutions. And let's not only talk solutions, let's implement solutions. And when the solutions kind of don't look the way we thought they should look, let's course correct. And so we're calling you to an ongoing journey. It is never going to end. As advocates, let's get that, let's embrace that. We are passing the baton on to the next generation. Let's make sure that the shoulders on which the future generation stands, our shoulders, will be firm, sturdy, and give them a higher platform from which to start, right? We're building a next foundation, another foundation. So, when we thought about this discussion, when we thought about we wanted to have a discussion focused on New York City, I couldn't think of a better keynote speaker to open up this morning than my former boss, Ana Oliveira. She doesn't like a lot of introductions, and I know that much about her, so I'll be brief. We're going to surprise her this morning because for our Centennial, and Annette will join me, we've created the Centennial Medal for Women in Leadership. One of the goals of the Women's City Club is to make visible the phenomenal women who create, engineer, and make change possible in this city in all walks of life. And this medal that we present today says 100 years of activism, and on the back, we're honoring your vision and leadership. So I present this to Ana before she brings our opening remarks. Oh my God, yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We put you in the middle. Yes. She's just for the photo op.
Let me get my medal here.